recap of stage 1 of the Tour of France. We begin in Barcelona. I have a sunburnt Benjamin Narston next to me. We'll hear more about how that's happened. He didn't heed my warnings to Mathieu van der Poel. This episode is brought to you by Join Cycling. The TTT, beautiful stage, good weather, hot conditions, some drama, not too much drama, a good amount of drama, I would say. Like nothing, no Opiomi level drama, but we'll get into, as we do, the chronological time splits, the results, how teams paced it. We have the different rules. We're going to discuss whether that was, whether we like that. But first, we got here on when did we get here? Thursday.
Yeah, 2 days ago, 2 days before the race started. And I feel like we've enjoyed it. We went to the team presentation first. There I did prepare and took my sunscreen with me. Now, I may or may not have to do a formal apology to Mathieu van der Poel because I've noticed how easy it is to forget your sunscreen on your body because my arms are red. I'm a crab. So
Benji was standing, him and Joe were at the waiting to see the recons on a corner. They were just standing on the railing on the sun an hour before, and I've just gone, hey lads, I've done like a Harry Redknapp like tactical moving the winger over, and I'm like, get in here, you're in the sun, and now Benji's paying for it. So thoughts to Benji. What else do we do? Oh, no free ads, but went to a restaurant last night called Mineral and I had no idea it was what it was. It's just opened, and it was like crazy. It's like some chef that's like started himself. No free ads, but it was cracked.
Are you trying to make me jealous? Because I went to get a Milanese and then you ran off to the other restaurant?
I was jealous of your meal. I don't think you would have been jealous of my meal. You had like a chicken parm, and it made me feel a bit nostalgic and homesick. So anyway, the TTT, the parcours was really, really interesting. They trialed this in Paris Paris-Nice. They've had a hill finish and some hills. The Dauphiné, they had also a really hilly TT, but the hills were earlier. This one was different. Barcelona, they start on the coast and they go through the city, north of the old town. It's through a Eixample mainly, which is bigger roads. And then they go through the Sagrada Familia, Casabatlo. They change the course. And then they have the last T3 at the beginning of the Côte de Montjuic, 900 meters, 5.5%. So the hills, it's in two zones. 16K's flat, 15K's flat. Then the hill zone is key. And how many riders you have, how cooked those riders are for the hill zone was key. You would also have like a plateau and then a pedaling descent into the last climb. The last climb took a minute 10, a minute 20. 700 meters, 7.3%. You had to have something left for that final hill. Ineos went off the favorites. We picked them. They had the bet all-round team. Bernal's the weakest, but they're not going to wait for him. They've taken on the out, put Foss in, who's fourth in Swiss, world champ in the TT before. And anything else pre-race? What did you saw something from Dali?
Well, two things. Okay. First of all, we went to the recon before the actual team time trial started, and we were seeing all the teams come by. It's super fun to see, to be honest. I love going to recons of time trials because not many people are there yet. People don't know the recon is happening. So they all come for the actual race, but for the recon, you can see everything. So that's the beautiful part there. But then we saw Lotto pass by, and I was counting riders, and I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And no, Patrick, no. And 7 riders means that there's not 8 riders. And then I thought, okay, Arnaud Dali was not great during the team presentation. He skipped it. Then he had actually done an interview with Belgian Me, I think that evening or the day after. I'm not completely sure. But he was not present in that recon team that I saw passing. And then about 5-6 minutes later, so quite a bit of time goes by, and I see a lone Lotto rider rolling by and stopping right in front of us, jumping into the team car. So basically DNFing the recon before the race even started. And it was actually really sad to see. Like, he's clearly sick. He was crying in the car, devastating to see. He did end up riding a race.
But he's done an all right time.
Yeah.
I don't know if they kept the riders around him, but okay, it's not a good time. Don't get me wrong. It's 4 minutes back, but he's done.
It's fine.
It's not fine, but it's not like
he's not supposed to do anything.
It's not so sick you can't pedal a bike bad.
Like, he should just not OTL today, which he succeeded.
So I think,
but it's not a good sign for the days to come.
Yeah, but tomorrow he never had a chance anyway. Stage 3 never had a chance anyway. He's got to be good for stage 4, and to be honest, he's got to be good for the random sprints no one's even thinking about in week 2. Where he's got a chance. So
or stage 17.
Exactly. They're the sort of stage he's going to win anyway.
Second thing.
Okay.
Haribo car in the Tour Caravan, no free ads, tried to take out the 1 kilometer banner. Those giant bears tried to take it out. I'm dead serious.
And that's why Morton's hydrogel technology. I'm fucking with you. Morton car would never do that. So
I think the Visma mascot might do that.
I don't think it's that tall either. Okay, let's get into it. We had Ineos. We said they were the favorites. They were cooking. They were first at T1. They were joint with Trek at T2. They were first at T3. They had everybody there, except the problem before T3 was what we forecasted their strategy was big boy smash, get them over the first hill, launch Kevin Vauquelin, and Kevin Vauquelin's a fantastic puncher, and he's going to run away with it on the final hill. Vauquelin had a rear flat. Oh. I think we saw two guys I saw have a rear flat. Schjelmoser.
Yes.
He was struggling for a while trying to nurse it, had to stop. And Vauquelin had a rear flat. I don't know how much time it cost them. I really do think in the Dauphiné, their double mechs cost them 10 seconds plus.
The win.
I don't know how you forecast this, because when I'm looking at the results right now, people have whipped up that Ganna did the quickest climb, final climb.
Like, I've got the feeling that at the Dauphiné, Ineos probably wins that time trial, if not for the issues that they had along the road. In this Tour de France TTT, I think Visma would have won it either way. Like, the time that they have at the finish line, Vingegaard and Piganzoli as the last man, which I didn't expect, to be honest. Like, it's still a team time trial. I expected Jorgensen to be their last man, but Piga just rose up from the grave just before the last hill start. We'll get to Visma in a second, but
yeah, that's my question. So it's from VeloFax. They've put together the last climb.
Yeah.
Does Kevy V? Does how does he make Ganna go 8 seconds quicker? Ganna's gone quicker than Paul.
Yeah.
He can't. There's a limit to it. Okay, maybe 2 seconds. Maybe you shouldn't be looking at the final climb. Maybe if Ganna, I assume their plan was then, okay, Ganna could have done the first climb full. So do they lose the 8 seconds with Foss and Ganna having to nurse their way around the hill zone when actually they could have deadpooled Foss and Ganna earlier?
Maybe.
That's where I'm looking at
I don't think
time.
So. There's two premonitions. I don't know if that's a word, but I'll go with it anyway, that I had before this stage started that I don't think were right. One, I expected bigger gaps as a whole in this team time trial than the ones that are there at the finish line. And I think that's partially related to my second point, Patrick, that I think it became clear the more teams we saw that you can't make up the gaps from the flat on the climb.
Exactly. So let's get into I'll get into the results like we normally do. Visma Lease Bike win the TTT with a time of 21:47. That's an average speed of 54 kph. Net Company Ineos second, 8 seconds behind on 53.5 k's an hour. Sorry, it's Vingegaard, by the way. I should remind everybody, if you're just listening in, the first rider sets the time and everybody sets their own time.
Correct.
So Vingegaard has set his own. He sets the time for Visma at 21:47. Ganna sets the time for Net Company Ineos, 8 seconds behind. Pogacar sets the time for UAE, 12 seconds behind, so they were third. UAE, Little Trek fourth, 16 seconds behind with Juan Ayuso. Remco gaps Lipovitz, 19 seconds behind.
Drops. Not even just gaps.
Yeah, proper drops him. Like Decathlon lose. Now, so that's small gaps. So these are small, 19 seconds separating first to fifth between what we would call the big teams. Decathlon it's now a 20-second jump. So the whole gap from first to fifth is then the gap from fifth to sixth to Decathlon. Yep. So we have tiers of teams here. Decathlon 40 seconds back with Seychelles. Riccatello only 11 seconds behind Seychelles. I have some thoughts on that, which we'll get to. Then I'll round out the top 10. Alpecin are the overperformers, so they really invested in this. They drilled it. They got good guys who are technically proficient on the flat for the lead out, and they obviously wanted to keep Van der Poel close so he could maybe take yellow tomorrow. Groupama 41 seconds back. I think that's quite good, to be honest. Groupama 2 seconds behind Decathlon. I think that's a nice performance from Gregoire. Yep. Bahrain 47 seconds. Jayco 51 seconds. And in terms of GC top guys, they're all in the top 10. Visma Benji, their strategy was no Van Aert, no Laporte, Hagen is in, Piganzoli in for Van Aert.
Well, Van Aert dropped 8 minutes into the team time trial like the Dauphiné anyway. So,
but from their November plans, so I guess Affini, Amiral, Hagenes, Campenaerts had to shoulder a lot of the work, because we saw Vingegaard, Bora, and Visma had a similar strategy where guys 6, 7, 8 were not pulling.
What did you just do with your hands?
Nothing. I am turning into a child.
Yeah, well, you have the height of them. But when it comes to the rider strategy, I think UE was going faster than I expected in terms of like riders dropping off, though.
Yeah.
With the likes of Poland and so forth. But if we took a look at the likes of...
Well, Yates dropped off early, so you'd think actually that's not what other teams were doing. Other teams were not doing that. Other teams were having their small climbers not pull at all, and then use them as the launcher on the hill where they can make a difference. Or Decathlon didn't, but Koos did not pull.
Yeah.
Koos did one pull at the top of the first climb to get them back up to speed. Pollard dropped, was it 8Ks in?
I think so as well.
Halfway the flat section.
Just after his teammate.
Yeah, after Yates. So that kind of been the plan.
To me, I think I want to go over team by team, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I've got a list of teams here on my notes app on my phone, starting off with Picnic Postenel, which pretty disastrous.
You want to do all 23 teams?
Not every team, but this is a special one.
True.
Because there's a new rule in this team time trial today that the green jersey is not given to the second person over the finish line or whatever. It's given to the team that finishes first at the first time check. And the polka dot jersey gets given to the team that finishes first at the second time check. So
that's cool.
It made for some fun shenanigans. I don't think the polka dot one really works. I think the green jersey one does work at the start, because we saw Picnic. They know they don't have an ability to go for the stage. And I saw them doing like a crazy lead out for T1. Their team splitting apart. I was like, what are these dudes doing? Like, what is this absolute shithousery? And then it clocked in my head. This is what they should do, because they don't have a chance for the stage. So why not risk it for a potential green jersey?
I agree with that, because you make it a sprint and it's risky. They were 5th at T1. I think the polka dot should have been from the bottom to the top of the last climb.
I agree.
And then Ganna's in polka dots. That's class. So
yeah, but their time check was not at the foot of the last climb, right?
I know, it was the foot of the first of the hill zone. It was as they entered the Montjuic circuit. So yeah, Picnic did that. But yeah, we just saw what seemed to be important was having numbers. You had to have numbers.
Yep.
Into the first hill, and how I'd love to see people with a stopwatch also the first hill, which is as important as the second one, and the descent, if to break that up into 3 sections. But yeah, like Gregoire, he did almost the whole Montjuic circuit himself.
Yeah. It's same with Total Energy, who actually put a decent time for my expectations for them, and Jordan Gégard did basically foot of Montjuic to the finish line.
Yeah,
and that's where I realized I don't think that's the right strategy. I think you need 2 riders over the top of Montjuic to the foot of the last climb, and there you launch your last rider. And that's kind of what we saw of Visma Lease Bike with 2 leadouts technically. But with Visma Lease Bike, it looked like Piganzoli was on the brink of dropping in the downhill towards the last climb. And then he shredded to the front on the left side. Jorgensen dropped off, and then Piga did the leadout for Jonas Vingegaard. Was actually really impressive. It was not a godlike leadout, but I didn't expect Piganzoli to be there, I'll be honest.
No, and he pulled the whole first climb. Koos was there trying to get to the front but couldn't. Koos then, pulled over the top, and then Jorgensen the descent, then Piganzoli, like you say, the lead out. So
MVP.
So Visma had 4 riders sort of fresh enough to do stuff on the first hill.
Yeah.
Ineos, like we said, Ineos had to manage just Ganna and Foss, that whole zone. They did it really, really well with the luck they had. But yeah, with Vauquelin, they probably, I would expect they had a different plan. And yeah, I'm now looking at time splits.
Before you do, Patrick, imagine if Luke, you and me go on a joint cycling plan for the next 5 years, can we beat Jonas Vingegaard today?
No, we can't beat Vingegaard. I don't think so. What I want to know is, could we have beaten the decathlon time? 40 seconds
the
back.
Astana time maybe, but half their team crashed.
The Astana, unfortunately they crashed for them. But we have the Sexas sail, the sail sash, which I struggle to pronounce even more.
Selksas.
I can't do it. It's really like a tongue twister for me. So Where is he in GC right now?
Oh, that's a good question.
He's 10th. No. Oh, no, he's not. Decathlon finished 6th with Seixas.
Yeah.
But dropped riders from Visma, I think, still finished ahead of him. Piganzoli and Del Toro on UAE.
Individual times matter, so it's not just team by team, it's a mixed bag in
Even
GC.
Foss, I think, is 1 second ahead of him.
So he's 10th.
That's a really good question for GC.
I don't know where he's going to finish in GC.
Seixas is 10th in GC on 39 seconds, just ahead of MVDP. And to remind you, Join Cycling has a sale based on the finishing position of Seixas in GC.
Rolling
each day. So 10th right now, you lock in. What do you lock in? 30%. You pulling the trigger?
Ooh.
I know we're not supposed to say what people should do, but
to be clear, the higher he gets, the higher the percentage goes.
So if he wears the yellow jersey for just 1 day, you get 60% discount, which is the maximum.
I'm waiting. If you do now, paper hands, I'm waiting for Tourmalet.
Well, tomorrow, right?
To be honest, Join Cycling is worth it at any price.
But tomorrow he can go top 5, right?
What happens tomorrow? Yes, correct.
So tomorrow, top 5 is 40%.
Yeah, but Patrick, I don't think Join will be very happy if we start saying, "Nah, don't sign up for Join." Wait.
If you want 30%, you can lock it in. But we have to, we're honest with the listeners. I think tomorrow he's probably going into the top 5 on GC, but maybe actually,
post Tourmalet is my moment.
I think I'm wrong there. We'll get to that in the stage preview. I think I'm wrong.
Okay, breakaway is what you're saying.
Kevy V.
We'll get to that. We'll get to
but
that.
I thought about it for 2 seconds. Maybe you do need to lock it in. Anyway, go check out Join Cycling. Don't forget the sales sash is live throughout the tour, and your best.
Sales sash.
But otherwise, if you just want to get started today, Join has a TDF Tour to Join, where you can just follow the stages. They have similar workouts that are based on the stages that week. You can do 1 a week, you can do 3 a week. It's a fantastic way. I'll be doing it to keep in shape throughout July.
So, a few random things I noticed. Fazar was the last rider of Tudor Pro Cycling, not Michael Storer, so I assume he's not going for GC. Is my thought process there? Or a bad day in the saddle, which I think is the first one of the 2 there.
Polka dots.
Astana crashed with multiple riders, like I said, and I heard from people that are boots on the ground. We are literally sitting in a hotel next to the route, but we had to watch the race here to make sure we could podcast directly after. But boots on the ground people told me that the officials were widening the barriers in that corner in Plaza de España, whatever that is in Barcelona here. We noticed some corners that were having a short exit, or what do you call it?
They crashed in a corner and then they subsequently moved the barrier?
That's what I heard.
Okay. We also, this is
completely unconfirmed rumor by a dude beside the road, by the way.
This is what, we're going to trust that dude. We walked up and we went to the corner that was coming down onto the...
Gracia?
No, not on Passeig de Gracia. Anyway, there was a right-hand corner. Might have been Passeig de San Joan. And both of us looked at it and we were like, funny corner. Not crazy, technical, but just the way the inside of the apex, it just came out and we were like, Benji was even thinking, on the outside of that corner, there could be a crash. I don't know if they changed it, but indeed we did have that thought. All right, we have to get to the time split so we never get to a Benji.
Yes.
So, oh no, I've lost. No, T1, Ineos, 1 second ahead of Visma. Trek, same time, Ineos. 1 second behind as well. T2, Visma come back. So they go from T1 to T2. They're first. Little
Correct.
Trek was second, T1 to T2. Now let me do T2 to T3. So at T3, Visma remained first. T2 to T3, Visma was still first. We see Bora was second. So Bora start to speed up relative to Trek and Co. T2 to T3. Now Company Ineos still third there. UAE are losing time. They're fourth, fifth in this sort of zone. They did a good T3. UAE were quickest T3 to the finish, by the way, which we all expected.
Yeah.
So T3 to the finish, it was UAE. Let me get rid of this so I can see it better. No, they were first on 4:48. Visma were just under 2 seconds slower. Red Bull were third. We're talking another half second. Netcompany Ineos 4th. So let's say Netcompany with Vauquelin go as fast as UAE.
Yeah.
They still don't win. Who else? Groupama. Gregoire, that is crazy. Gregoire did the 5th quickest time for the last 5 minutes.
Alone. But specifically on the teams you just mentioned there, I do think we need to get this premonition out of the way. I used the same word that I invented earlier for the second time now. So my vocabulary in English is just getting so much better, Patrick. But when it comes to UAE, for example, Del Toro, Pogacar doing that final climb, that is just the identification of the fact that we said earlier, you can't make up the time from the flat on the climb. Because obviously, Tadej Pogacar is the best climber at the start line of this Tour de France on paper.
Yeah.
It's also my default thought going into this race that Pogacar is the better climber. That said, Pogacar being faster than Vingegaard on the final hill here, that does not actually impact my thoughts on what the difference is going to be in the mountains. And the reason for that is that it's not just about the climb, it's about what you have left after being in the wheel for X amount of flat kilometers, where Jonas is a lighter rider than Tadej Pogacar. Spoilers, I assume there's quite a few kilos in between there, which suggests that he should struggle more on the flat to follow before the climb even starts.
And that's why you can't even be like, oh, look at Remco, you know, Pog put 1 second into him. It's like, yeah, but Remco was doing double turns on the flat.
First pull.
He first pull and coming in at position 4 or 5, doing double pulls on the flat. And then he's also doing the whole first climb on his own. I think, not on his own, sorry, Van Hill's pull, but Lipovitz, he's dropping out of the wheel. So Remco and Ganna, they've done the best performances today.
Yep.
Remco and Ganna did the best individual performances today. But, yeah, Red Bull would have gone quicker if they had Lipovitz do the first climb full.
Yeah.
But they got 2-liter strategy and they can't do that.
That said, I think we said we would talk about this, but haven't yet. The way Paul Sixas, for example, had their strategy at the Decathlon was odd to me.
Yeah.
Paul Sixas pulled the entire of the 2 climbs, and yes, he's the fastest climber in their team, but he's doing so with 3 riders in the wheel, Benoit, Riccitello, and Aurélien Paré-Peintre on the second last climb.
That he's just gradually dropping.
Yeah, and on the last climb, dropping Riccitello. And I didn't see any of those guys pull after the flat section, maybe in the downhill in between the climbs. I don't know for certain, but it feels like they didn't optimize the usage of their domestiques.
No, I mean, when you look at how fast did he do? Sixas did the climb, 5 seconds slower than Pog and Remco. Why? Before this TTT, all you're saying is get to the base as quick as possible with Dan Holer, Case Bowl, and big guys. First hill, Aurélien Paré-Peintre, Benoit, Riccitello.
Shred it.
Full lead out. And then Sixas, maybe you got a guy for the descent, maybe you don't. Gregoire didn't. Just then go full gas. That's going to... Because the alternative is still Sixas doing the whole thing on his own.
Yeah.
But just with people on his wheel progressively dropping him. Like, it would have been...
I believe in push draft, but I don't believe in push draft that much because of a rider in your wheel,
Yeah, so I didn't really get it. And you see, Riccitello only finishes 11 seconds behind him. Yeah. Like, Del Toro finishes further behind Poggi.
It almost felt like they were trying to keep Riccitello in GC for some reason, is how I perceived it while watching, which I don't really see the value for it there.
No, I don't see the value in it. I mean, there's an ITT in stage 16 where he's going to get rinsed.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit strange. I think the key takeaway again is, and we saw this in the Paris-Nice TTT where Trek won, you cannot make up as much time on the hills as you think, and time lost on the flat is very hard to get back.
Yeah,
and that's why Visma, Ineos, they just nuked the flat and then held on.
Unless it's a steep climb like the one, was it a time trial at Basque Country that Paul Sixas shredded?
Yeah,
that's steep climb. That's different.
Muro, yeah.
Montjuic is different than that. The Olympico, whatever climb at the finish line here is different than that. And I think that's one lesson, but I think it's also the opposite side of the coin where we cannot underrate how good the performance of Ganna was and also Vos to get them to that position without Vauquelin being an element for that team. And while we were watching, we had the moment of oh, what are they doing? Are they going to wait or not going to wait? They should never wait. They didn't wait. It was exactly the right decision because, no offense, but Vauquelin will climb backwards in the mounts.
Vauquelin's not climbed well this year. Like in the Dauphiné, he wasn't a top 15 climber, not close.
He can win a breakaway mountain stage. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he can't follow the top 5 in GC.
Yeah, not like they expected of Only. So I think they did the right thing. Trek, maybe we underrated. Trek finished where we expect, fourth. They were quick on the. I was surprised by how quickly Trek went from 7 to 2.
What do you mean?
Well, I thought Trek's team composition was almost better than
7 riders.
Yeah. I thought their team composition was almost better than Visma's for this parkour, because you just said the first climb is not better for Piganzoli than Derek G.
Yeah.
Or Tobias Foss. It's better for those sort of power climbers. And I think who was Simmons deadpooled.
Yeah.
Schelmoser flattered.
Correct.
Then Schoens was done. But I was surprised that Pedersen dropped before that climb.
This is conspiracy theory level. Is there any way that anyone would have considered waiting for Schelmos? I don't think that's true, by the way.
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think.
Vatsek put in the work, though.
They are 100% here for Ayuso.
Yeah.
So I just think.
Well, I saw 2 mixed interviews before the stage started. I saw that Schelmos said that they wanted to put Pedersen in yellow, and I saw a different, maybe team staff member or rider, I'm not completely sure, said that they wanted to put Ayuso in yellow. The first interview seems completely out of touch with reality.
Based on what they did on the road, they went all in for Ayuso.
Rightfully.
Schelmoser still rode full, so he changed bike, but yeah, I was surprised they went from 7 to 2 guys so fast. Same with I thought McNulty was going to pass the first climb and then keep Del Toro fresh to do like a long lead out. But it just didn't happen. So that's why to move to our next topic. Okay, what does this 11 seconds or 12 seconds mean for Visma?
Ooh. Well, I think we said it off camera earlier. 11 seconds is the biggest gap that Jonas Vingo has taken on Tadej Pogacar since 2023.
Yep.
But the reality is, it's also the first team time trial we've seen in that time.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's an indicator of what we're going to see for the rest of this race. I think it's just, let's be honest about it, hot take. It's better to start stage 1 in front of your opponent than behind your opponent.
We're wrong. By the way, we're wrong.
What?
I forgot Vingegaard put 28 seconds into Pog in the Dauphiné TT last year.
That's not a Grand Tour. I'm not counting that.
We didn't caveat that.
I am caveating that right now.
What the fuck happened in that TT?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. What? Pogacar just hey, I don't know.
Actually true. I completely forgot that happened, by the way. But it's also...
Yeah, I forgot it happened.
It's also
because of the next day.
I don't count that in the data I have in my head of how good Pogacar is, because it's such an outlier compared to the rest that in my head that never happened.
And then 2 days later, he put Vingegaard on a 20-minute climb.
On Grand Blue. What a day.
But yeah, it's 12 seconds. It's not changing the Tour de France outcome. The Tour de France is going to be decided in the mountains. It's a first, win in the books, of course, but for Sykes as well, for podium, he's 20 seconds behind the Bora guys, but he's the same time as Lipovitz. Yeah, I don't think it's that big a deal either.
I think we forgot one topic so far. Movistar just imploded.
That was cinema.
Kian Uitenbroeks started struggling about 2 kilometers before the Montjuic climb. You saw him dropping off the back, trying to get back, swinging back and forth, left and right. I was like, okay, he's struggling. We start that Montjuic climb, and you just see the team evaporating. Kian Uitenbroeks starting to drop off the back of the first 5 riders, maybe 4 riders. And then those 3 riders at the front, including Raul Garcia Pierna and Silfov, start yapping against each other because they have to wait now. And the first rider says, come on, let's just go. Let's leave him behind.
Garcia Pierna just went. Free him. Yeah, let him cook.
I think that's fair.
No, I don't think it's fair at all. It makes they're never going to win the TTT, so just wait.
No, I think it's different. I think I'm okay with Raul Garcia Pierna going if you just leave the rest behind. There's 3 or 4 riders there anyway.
How much quicker would he have helped Kian go?
He would have put him on a gap every second. He's so good.
So Kian,
he's a prophet.
Exactly. He should be the protected GC leader. Movistar finished 20th on 118. Kian finishes
further.
2
minutes?
He finishes basically the same time as Robert Dont. Kian loses 2 minutes in the TTT. He said he had cramps. Romeo waited, and but yeah, not a great start. Yeah, maybe. Who was it?
I think Romeo's sick and wasn't here, but I'm not completely sure. You'll have to check me on that because I really don't know.
It was Castrillo and Jefferson Cepeda. You're right, because I got confused. I forgot national championships happened. Castrillo was in the Natty Champs jersey, but I was like, oh, it's
Castrillo was IDT champ of Spain. I did not know that.
Yeah, it was last week. So yeah, he took it from Romeo. Romeo's sick. He's not here.
Who got second there? Who did Castrillo beat for an IDT?
Torres. It was Asparen and Torres was third, but on 7 seconds.
It's not the biggest ITT field in Spain I've ever seen.
Not the strongest one ever. Yep. That was the TTT. Did you like it, Benji? I think it's better. Like, okay. I don't know. It looked good. So we're about to discuss the first rider finishes sets the time. It was entertaining. I liked how teams had a different strategy or different approach. I liked how you have to wait. On the other hand, what if you had to wait for the fourth rider? Isn't that almost more entertaining?
Oh, I think there's a side of me that says yes. I think there's a side of me that says no. So we're comparing the two time trial rules, basically. The woke rules, which is the individual time counts, versus the traditionalist cycling team time trials, or a team sport. We got to put them together as a team. It shouldn't be the fourth rider. It should be the eighth rider. That's the vibe of that side of the protest. And we've got those two things clashing in social media of people having an opinion on both. I think both should exist. I think there's place for both in the sport, but we need more team time trials as a whole.
I agree.
That is my take.
I think TTTs should be constant. They should obviously be on road bikes. All time trials should be on road bikes. That's
mountain team time trial with fourth rider counts.
That's good. Yeah, but that would be interesting. Then Riccatello can really come into his own in a mountain TT.
Not if he doesn't pull.
If I like it, because isn't the idea, especially when it's hilly like this, trying to set as a terms of like sports high performance, pinnacle exceeding speeds or whatever, isn't the first rider setting the time on a hilly course like this the fastest possible time? Because if it's the fourth guy setting the time, the teams are not going to set the fast. So everyone today went as fast as their teams could possibly go today with the first rider. And so I like it in that sense that, okay, you're going to see not that you can see speed. But
eye test, buddy. Learn it.
Yeah, maybe on the climbs you can, but
I was shouting from 15 minutes before Visma even finished that, they were going to win.
Benji did call it. He did call it, yeah. But yeah, I think they set the fastest possible time today with these rules. I liked it with this hilly. I just think more TTTs. But on the other hand, you do look at the top 6. It's the 6 top budget teams.
Yeah, that's the reality. Like, yes, team time trials as a whole are better for the rich teams who can spend money on big riders, plus also on the technology around team time trials in the first place. But, and I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, that's every other stage too.
Exactly. And it's every other stage, like you say, and the gaps are not disproportionate compared to some road stages. We might see the same gaps tomorrow with these 6 teams represented in a hill stage, taking 20 seconds, 25 seconds on the other teams. So
now, I also do think that it's not as simple as the rich teams can take it. I think team formation is also an impact. For example, I think that Ineos had a solid chance of winning this team time trial before, and I called them the favorites for it.
Yeah, well, they were the favorites.
They have quite a bit of money. That is correct. I don't think Lotto Intermarché ever would have a chance to winning a team time trial unless it's given in the dark in Barcelona in the Vuelta 2023, for example. That's a whole different situation. I'd rather see a fight of prestige than a random, what was it, DSM win in 2023? Because it was in the dark and then...
Yeah, it was DSM Sunweb.
Yeah, how times have changed. But my take is basically, I love today's time trial. It was a great start for the race. In person for the people on the road, it's fun. And I think the launching effect at the end of this specific woke TTT rules, actually, I think they work for a stage 1 of a Grand Tour. Because then you can see the leader of each team in action at the end of the climb, unless they're mechanical, of course.
That's the thing. The crowds on Montjuic today got to see Vingegaard, Pogačar, Remco, Sexas, all absolutely to the limit, full gas, going up that hill, and they're going to see it tomorrow on the road bikes too. So
If a TTT is in the middle of a stage race,
it's nonsense.
Then it needs to be 4 full counts for me.
That makes it even. I mean, TTTs, I just think, have to be the first stage in case.
Yeah,
you have
I agree
injuries.
with that. You're right. You're right.
Tomorrow's stage from Tarragona on the coast to Barcelona. So they go west of Barcelona, southwest of Barcelona, down to Tarragona. We then have 169 kilometers. They go through the Villa de Cans. What's Mrs. Rouge? What's at Villa de Cans? Is that where the outlet store is?
People can't hear her, by the way.
Okay.
She can't hear us either. She's listening to our
on
podcast.
YouTube and she's not. Yeah. Is Villa de Cans that where the outlet store is? Yeah.
She said Roca.
I don't know.
Roca Village, she said. I have no clue what this means. You're talking gibberish to your wife.
No free ads. Mads Pedersen, unfortunately for him. Well, intermediate sprint. Let's talk about that. Intermediate sprint before a 6K, 6% climb.
We're in the stage. I've got no profile ahead of me.
85Ks in, all flat.
Okay.
We then have a hilly circuit. They go onto the Montjuic circuit. It's not the Catalunya one. It's not the Volta Catalunya Stage 8. It's harder. It's 1.6Ks, 9%. And the crest of the final one is like 2.5Ks from the finish. There's a 500-meter, 14%, 15% wall in there. Visma won today. They're in yellow.
How much is the gap again towards Tadej Pogacar?
12 seconds. I think this is break.
Oh.
A UAE without the yellow jersey. So Geraint Thomas, if Ineos won, they would have honoured the jersey, right? They would have paced.
Yeah.
Doesn't Kevy V go in the break tomorrow? Doesn't Mads Pedersen go in the break tomorrow and take those green jersey points at the start in the breakaway?
I agree with you because I think today was the setup perfectly for a breakaway to happen.
Yeah.
First of all, Jonas Vingegaard will know that bonus seconds going to the breakaway is good for him tomorrow because otherwise Tadej Pogacar most likely wins, or Del Toro could even do well on a finish like that for the team of UAE. So both have a better chance than Vingegaard of winning tomorrow's stage. That being in my head, I don't think Visma should control the breakaway at all. I think, make sure there's no one crazy in it. But
yeah, but like you can give Ben Healy,
you can give Vauquelin 5 minutes.
You can give Vauquelin, Ben Healy, Gregoire. You can give him minutes.
Exactly. So that's one take. UAE Team Emirates. Yes, Pogacar can take 10 bonus seconds at the finish, perhaps, if Vingegaard's not top 3, hypothetically. But I'd rather spend my bickies on the Tourmalet stage.
Yeah, exactly. What you can win the stage with Pog, for sure. But
we're not here for the crumbs. We're here for the victory.
Exactly. You're going to win the stage with Pog. How much time are you going to take? And how many other teams are going to go full to get in that break tomorrow?
Yeah.
Because they think there might be a green light. So if you're FDJ, the only difference I can see is French Natty Champ jersey Gregoire. Do they try to control from the peloton?
They have to go in the break for that.
I think if he doesn't make the break and it's a soft break for whatever reason, I think they might help UAE if he's not in, which I'm not going to criticize. But he has to try to get in the break with teammates. I mean, if he goes in the break with 2 teammates, Gregoire is the heavy favorite to win this stage from the break.
Yeah, I have to take a look at the actual start list. But Ben Healy and Sofova, I'd love EF's here with the stage.
EF's always going to go in the break.
So I want to see their roster going in the breakaway. I don't think Red Bull's going to control it for Remco. I don't think they should tomorrow. I think it's survivability because Lipovic will get in trouble otherwise. Calmer is better.
Put Van Gils in the break.
Yes, or keep him around your team if you want to play it on the defensive. It's not necessary per se.
Is Van der Poel more likely to win this from the peloton or the break?
From the breakaway, for sure. Because Pogacar will beat him from the peloton, is my opinion.
Me and you think Pog is pretty good.
Yes.
So if Pog is good, go in the break.
The thing for me is Little Trek. No, I'm not talking peloton. Well, to be honest, Pedersen is often quite unrealistic about his abilities to survive a parkour. That's happened before. But he definitely should not control it from the peloton. I think Vacek and Pedersen in that breakaway, Vacek especially for me tomorrow.
Skelly in the break. Who cares?
I think some teams might carry Skelly.
No, because this is the psychological trick, right? You get complete carte blanche when a break is going in week 1 before any GC hierarchy is set in the real top 10.
I like Vacek.
But if it happens in week 3, suddenly everyone protects their 9th position. People don't protect their 9th position on stage 2. So I think Skelly, I think we're going to see a strong break. Could see McNulty in there.
Bernal,
sure. Luke Schmidt. You already said anyone from EF.
Michael Matthews.
Tom Pidcock. I think Q365 might control the peloton.
Yeah, you're right. That might be the team that controls from the peloton.
Because for them, top 3 in the stage is also good.
Yeah, and it's a stage where Pidcock can drop other non-punchy GC riders, and it might benefit them. I can't even blame them if they do it.
I can see them doing it, to be honest.
I can't blame them if they do it.
Yeah.
Because yes, Pidcock is going to get beaten at the finish line, most likely. But they're not doing it to beat Pogacar. They're putting it to put pressure on all the other competitors of Pidcock. But did look great on today's TTT.
Nah,
I wasn't convinced.
It's not their discipline. I'm going with...
I mean, Pidcock himself.
Yeah, he's so
He was good at Ashbourne, but got sick at Dauphiné, or am I inventing that?
He didn't do the Dauphiné. He skipped it to, and then he did Andorra, which he won. My pick's Aaron Baru. No, I'm not kidding. It's
mechanical today. We forgot about him.
From the breakaway, this parkour is perfect for Aaron Baru. Even if he's in the final 3, it's a slightly uphill sprint at the end.
Buddy.
It's Aaron Baru.
He's going to find a way to bottle it.
No. Did you not see him win in... did he win the Basque Country stages, or was it Izagirre?
He won in Basque Country, yes.
There you go.
When Izagirre came back and they used him as like a ploy.
Class stage.
Oh, when it comes to the stage, when I kind of want to say Vauquelin, I'm not sure if Alpecin will go for peloton of break or breakaway. Their odds for the breakaway are bigger in my opinion, but I'm not sure they'll do it. I'm going to go wild. Van der Poel breakaway.
No, I think Van der Poel going to break. He's realistic.
I'll go with that. Van der Poel breakaway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to get played in the breakaway, man.
No, the stringer will be with him. They'll put the whole team in. I think it'll be big
Ramses de Bruyne tomorrow.
Yeah. Who's your pick?
Luke
picks Tadej Pogacar. Where'd you get that one from, buddy? All right, I think that's all we have. That was a fantastic start to the TTT. Hopefully the riders who crashed on Astana and Groupama.
I'm changing. Healy break.
I don't see it.
Nah, fuck it. Van der Poel.
If Van der Poel you're looking in, I'm looking at Aaron Baru, but I think Gregoire is going to be in there and he's got a really good chance. Thanks for listening as always. Thanks for your support. We're happy to be here and we'll see you with a recap tomorrow. Ciao, ciao, ciao.